Hello everyone and welcome to my page, Messages from Venus. This is the reading, wow, I've been doing one too many videos for way too long. Yes, I'm at work. This is a review of the Herbal Tarot deck. And this deck is currently up for either trade or sell. I'm either trading it or selling it for those of you who are interested. This is the guidebook that it brings. It's called The Spirit of Herbs by Michael Tiara and Candace Canton by the U.S. Games. This one, I think this is the 2004 publication. I'm not quite sure. Or 2014. I don't know. I think they did it again in 2014. Yes, this is the 2014 edition. This book is very, very informative, very heavy on its stuff. I've used the deck. I've cleansed it. This is the back, because I used to use the deck for spell work. It's initially why I purchased the deck, because I told myself this is a perfect deck to do spell work for people or do tinctures, etc., because it gives me the energy of the cards and it also gives me the information or the correspondence of the herb that is used for each card. The card stock is old style U.S. Games. Well, I mean, I think they still have this style. I think the paper, it is paper, but it's good enough so that it doesn't bow as quickly. It's like a little thick, not so glossy at all. It takes really good pictures. This deck to me is not a whitewash deck, and the only reason why I am giving it away is because I don't need it. I thought I was going to be able to need it, but I am not. This deck has fairies in it. I just feel like I'm a little beyond what this book has to offer, because I use my intuition even when I'm creating things. I don't second guess my intuition, so therefore I feel like it's heightened for me 10 times more than somebody who is a beginner, you know, or considers themselves inexperienced beginners, because there's some beginners that you just put them to work. Some witches, and they just got the shit down packed, you know. But as far as this deck is concerned, the correspondences go very, very well, because that's something that I did check. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, because it has most of the Rider-Waite-Smith correspondences or pictures depicted on it. Sometimes you can see certain gods and goddesses, like for example, this is Hermes, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is Hermes. I'm not quite sure. Or some sort of depiction of a god or a goddess. If you study gods and goddesses from other myths or mythologies, you'll be able to catch it in this deck. As far as readings is concerned, the deck gives a very accurate reading. I just don't need this deck for the purposes of the deck. I've used it maybe once or twice for readings, and all the other times has been for spell work, either for me or clients. And I currently have another deck, which is the New Age Tarot deck for spell work. So when spells come to me, I just write them down. If you're going to purchase this deck from me, just so you guys know, I do have candles, candle wax on the deck, but it's because I've used it for magic spells. But this deck gives a lot of good readings. I feel like if you use it enough, it'll probably give you a... I love the sun. The depiction of the sun in this deck is beautiful. But if you use it enough, you will probably start seeing certain roots or certain herbs or flowers, and you will know. Also, there's nudity in this deck. This deck also has herbs that are not edible or have a quote-unquote shadow or negative effect on people. And the cards tell you, I mean, not the cards, is it the cards? Let me see. Oh, yes, the cards. It tells you if the herbs is poisonous or not. For example, you see the cards say this herb is poisonous. So you can tell which herb to use and what situation to use it in. I wanted to have a better relationship with this deck, but I mean, it is what it is. I purchase decks because I have the resources to do so, and then, you know, sometimes people trade with me and sometimes they don't. You can go ahead and give it a new home. But the colors are very bright, very nice coloring. And this deck is also very earth-based, clearly because of the herbs. You can shuffle it very well. If you have the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you'll know that the type of deck this is, or the type of material this deck has. It would be difficult for you to bowl this deck. You would have to be using this deck and this deck only for a very long time for it to bowl. It's easy to shuffle, as you can see. It does bring a little white book, but I'm selling it with the book. So, little white book that's also informative. This book tells you affirmations that you can use with the deck. I mean, with the herbs. It tells you the spiritual and medicinal properties. And it'll give you cautiousness, or gives you caution. Like, for example, this golden seal, it is not to be taken by pregnant women. It'll tell you that in captions right here. Let's see, what else? If the herb is associated with a planet, I mean a constellation, it'll tell you that. Like, this one is Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, see, this is another god. See, it has Pan in it. Yeah. So it's a pretty neat deck. I really, really like it. It also shows you how you can use the herbs for smudging, which herbs you can use for smudging, which herb is considered either a feminine or a masculine herb. So this is a really good book to have, even if you don't have the deck itself. This book in your collection is it should be good. So for those of you who are interested, please let me know. This is a fantastic deck. I just did not, it doesn't work very well with me. So you guys can go ahead and check that out on my eBay. The information for that is going to be listed below.